I am currently engaged in the completion of my assigned task. Please do not interfere.
It's been a minute since I stretched the old legs. Nothing going on out here. How about you? Find anything? Never thought of Vaeric as the Dear Diary type. Sounds like it's a waiting game then.
It seems I have uninvited guests. You want to explain yourselves?
Whoa, hey, it's me. Tane. Put the gun down already.
It's not you I'm concerned about. It's your friends.
I assure you that weapon isn't necessary. It isn't necessary, right?
I wish I could say I was pleased to meet you, but something tells me this isn't a social call. Please, if you're here on my father's orders, allow me to plead my case. I'm glad someone does for once. I am not sure how familiar you are with our culture, but all I've ever wanted was the right to choose. I was born House Vithal. I was raised to inherit the role of Elder, to run the Ministry of State, to worship the Great Serpent. But I want none of it.
They really got into your head with the whole promise thing.
It's not always easy to turn your back on responsibilities, and yours are great.
It's never mattered how much I tried to reason with him. My father simply would not let me go. His pride and the fear of what it would mean for House Vithal is all he cares about. But it should matter. All I want is to make my own life. Something Tane understood and was willing to help me with.
The credits help too, but yeah, guess you got the whole scoop now. I like to call it looking out for a friend. I lost my ship to the incident, so I didn't want Vaeric running off thinking I could just grab him and go. I was also out all the credits he was gonna pay me. That's where you came in. I figured, why not two for the price of one? I didn't realize it was gonna turn into a whole thing.
So, now you know my true intentions for leaving, and given the circumstances, I may be here for some time. My hope now is to make the best of it here. I can't do that. The truth is, the Scaled Citadel was the last straw. My people are so blinded by faith and politics, they don't see how it's destroying us. Anasko Varun eliminated half our population in the blink of an eye. My sister Vashti among them. I could no longer live in a society that won't put its people first. That would destroy itself in the name of a god that has done nothing for us.
I don't think you've been picking up what he's putting down. Vaeric's done with that life. He's not going to turn to a god that may have wiped out half his city or support a people that are a danger to themselves.
I hope you can see why I want to walk away from all this. To start my own life. I ask that you give me that chance. No. I can't go back. I want nothing to do with that life. You're right. My emotions could be getting the best of me. I've never considered that. They are hardly my people anymore. As I said, there's nothing you could say to make me go back. Please. All I want is to make my own life. To have my own freedom. Anything. Name it. The credits are easy, and I'll gladly pay a price for freedom. As for the ring, Vashti gave it to me. It's all I have left of her since the cataclysm. The disaster took every physical reminder of her except for this ring. Just wiped her from existence. True. It's as if she's looking out for me. One last time. Take it. I'll find solace in the fact that the ring will remain with my family. And now I hope we are done here. Thank you for seeing reason. I owe you both my life and freedom.
Now that's over with. I'm gonna hang back here, talk to Vaeric a bit. Besides, I don't want to be around when you break the news to Viktor. Do me a favor and find me at the Herald's Rest when you're done.
You're back. What news do you bring?
What have you done, Vaeric?
This blood is on your hands, Viktor. I hope you remember this. I have not overlooked your involvement in this.
No, it was Vaeric's choice. He knew the consequences.
You were his father. You were supposed to protect him. You think you are doing what is right out of some blind dedication, but you are destroying this house. You already lost one child. You had to murder the other.
Vitoria!
I will not hear any more of this. It is done. Leave us.
Oh, I am leaving to mourn my nephew whose memory you disgrace with your very presence.
Vitoria!
Leave her be, Luther. The Great Serpent will guide her. She will understand in time and emerge stronger for it. She will. She has duties to perform. Ultimately, I care nothing for what you think. Now, only one matter remains to discuss. Did you find anyone who aided my son in his treachery? Good. Unfortunately, I have heard ramblings among the people of Vaeric's disappearance. Wardens are dealing with the matter as we speak. But you restored order to this house, and have my gratitude. Here. The access code that Ekris needs to connect to the power grid. Now go. I have much to arrange.
Serpent would not have done this unless truly necessary. We must not doubt his intentions.
Glad we got that whole Vaeric business sorted. Whole thing was starting to be a real pain in the ass. Yeah, I know. You don't have to rub it in, though. No one likes a show-off.
No. I can't go back. I want nothing to do with that life. Yes. Better to be lumped in with the others than to make them undergo the pain of the past. You're right. I've never considered that. It's not that I want to let anyone down. All right. I concede. I can see how I may have acted abruptly. Vashti's death. So much devastation. So much loss. But will my father even take me back? Returning to Dazra is something I can hardly believe myself. So point made. I'll need to make some preparations before I return. Gathering my things and making sure Bella and Boris are taken care of. I'll be along shortly.
Same here. I'm going to stick around and help Vaeric out. Besides, I don't think I want to be around when you report back to Viktor. Do me a favor and find me later at the Herald's Rest.
All must...
What news do you bring, Diviner?
Serpent, be merciful.
Is this true? You allowed a traitor to live. Return?
Victor, this is great news. Truly, the Great Serpent has guided him back to you.
Well, not exactly the Great Serpent, but I have returned nonetheless. Father, I admit I had no intention of coming back, but the Diviner found me. He helped me see under a different light. Will you forgive me?
Viktor, how dare you stall when your son has asked your forgiveness?
Could it be?
Father, I have returned out of love and support for you and House Vital. I am ready to dedicate myself fully.
Do you have any idea the trauma you have caused me? The damage you could have wrought upon this house?
It was never my intention to harm you or this house. Losing Vashti. So much devastation. I feared we devoted ourselves blindly to a path that would lead to our end. I let my emotions get the best of me. I lost my way, but I have returned. Repentant and ready to serve.
You may have a point.
You know what he says is true. And it will ensure House Vathal's values remain intact when the time comes for Vaeric to assume the title of Elder.
So I stand corrected. Vaeric, I have always seen myself in you, son. Even the weaker emotional side. Much like your aunt does for me, I know Vashti did for you. She was your anchor. It should be no surprise how her death drove you away.
Thank you, Father. All I ask is for your understanding and forgiveness.
And you shall have it.
It's good to have you back with us, Vaeric.
You put my son back on the right path and guided him home.
Come, Vaeric. Let us get you resettled.
Now that we have a bit more privacy, I wanted to discuss the matter of any traitors among us. Did you find anyone who aided my son in his treachery? Good. Unfortunately, I have heard ramblings among the people of Vaeric's disappearance. Wardens are dealing with the matter as we speak. But, while not the orders given, you restored this house and have my gratitude. Here, the access code that Ekris needs to connect to the power grid. Now go. Obviously, my son and I have much to discuss.
Our minds and bodies must be fully devoted to his will.
I hope my father and I can finally reconcile our differences. At least one good thing has come of my return. I wish both you and Ekris luck with the Scaled Citadel. Vashti knew my heart and mind well. She might have been disappointed I returned, but she'd also be happy I remained with the family. Our father is what would bother her the most. She would have made a far better elder than I. If only he would have listened. For her sake, I hope we can resolve our differences, once and for all. I was on my way to see my father at the Halls of Obedience when it happened. I had just crossed Jinan Plaza when I saw the light pulse from the Citadel, and the sound felt like it went right through me. I couldn't help but fixate on the Citadel itself, surrounded by that strange energy. It didn't even dawn on me until later, just how heavy the losses would be.
Serpent be with you. Yes. Vaeric is in the unfortunate position of having Viktor as a father. I do what I can for my nephew. My hope is that these recent events will allow them to discuss their differences more openly. Until next time.
I truly believe if we lost Vaeric, it would have broken Viktor. Diviner.
Whoa, whoa! You're not really gonna kill him, are you? I mean, first of all, are you sure Viktor even wants him dead? None of my business.
I think taking a life with us at your side is certainly our business.
It sure is. Especially if you're doing this based on state orders. I had every intention of getting this guy off planet. Am I next on your list? Hey, no, I wasn't serious.
Hey. Tane is innocent here. Let the man go. Consider his aid in finding me as recompense. There's no reason to tell my father.
Tane's the only reason we even found Vaeric. That's no way to thank someone.
And I think we all know that'd be a death sentence for me if you did. So if you're gonna do this, may as well get it over with now. You're on your own then. I won't have any part in this. I'm going back to Harold's Rest and pretending this never happened.
So be it.
Set aside anything useful and just leave the rest.
Is it done? You're back. What news do you bring?
What have you done? Vaeric,
This blood is on your hands, Viktor. I hope you remember this. I have not overlooked your involvement in this.
No, it was Vaeric's choice. He knew the consequences.
You were his father. You were supposed to protect him. You think you are doing what is right out of some blind dedication, but you are destroying this house. You already lost one child. You had to murder the other.
Vitoria!
I will not hear any more of this. It is done. Leave us.
Oh, I am leaving to mourn my nephew whose memory you disgrace with your very presence.
Vitoria!
Leave her be, Luther. The Great Serpent will guide her. She will understand in time and emerge stronger for it. Indeed it does. Now, only one matter remains to discuss. Did you find anyone who aided my son in his treachery? Good. Unfortunately, I have heard ramblings among the people of Vaeric's disappearance. Wardens are dealing with the matter as we speak. But you restored order to this house and have my gratitude. Here, the access code that Ekris needs to connect to the power grid. Now go. I have much to arrange.
I would allow Vitoria her space if I were you.
You are not welcome in my presence. Leave me be.
Never been in the ritual caves. Not sure I should be happy to see you, seeing as how that whole thing with Vaeric went down. Still, that's the way it goes sometimes. And I know better than to piss you off. Yeah, and so what if I do? You're still talking to me, aren't you? Anyway, seeing as I don't have a ship, I'm kind of out of a job.